All right, traders, it's about 5 o'clock. The free webinar is in 2 hours, 7 o'clock Eastern. I'm honestly not sure what time you have to get registered to get the automated response and get your link to log in. But I am going to put the link to the free webinar below this video. So if you see this video, I don't know, between 5 and 6:30 on Thursday, maybe give that link a click and get registered, and hopefully you can be there live because we are going to be taking questions. But the webinar is just we're going to teach you how we day trade pullbacks, and I think it's going to be pretty informative. We're going to have a Q&A afterwards, and so we're looking forward to that. If you want to get registered, you better do it quick. All right, hope to see a bunch of you tonight. We got a whole big list of people registered already, but always trying to add to it. It's going to show you RKDA gapped up and just sold off today. So no setup, and then it out of the blue, and I'll show you, usually when a stock looks like this after a gap up, especially after this little pop that failed, usually you can just write it off and say, hey, shorts won, right? It's probably going to bleed lower all day. And then all of a sudden it does this. Now, I never chase a move. I mean, look, it went from like 720 to 8. I can't chase that. I won't chase that. But it did something interesting. After that, it's kind of flagging. It opened right here at 811. So 812 is a red to green. High of daybreak is 837. So now I'm thinking, all right, shorts probably a little bit nervous, but as it starts to roll over, they think they're still fine, maybe adding to their short position. And when it started to flag, I said in chat, hey guys, I like this back over this lower high, over 808, because then you've got red to green at 812 and high of day just above. And Wayne took a look at it on level 2 and said, well, you know what? I like this over 8. We call it the second mouse play. It pierced 8 once. I'm never going to take this when it runs from 720 all the way to 8 real quick, right? But then sellers come in. Then there's a big seller at 8. Wayne said, I like this back through 8, knowing that 809, a break of this high, is where I wanted to get in, knowing that 809 is a catalyst, 812 is a catalyst, and let me get the number right, 837 is a catalyst. So we have what we call stacked catalysts, and there's the 8 break. Next thing you know, it just rips. I mean, went up $1.50, and let's see, these are 5-minute candles. So in about 10, 12 minutes, something like that. Just a great call by Wayne. We kind of collaborated on it. Several people in chat, and people in chat put it on our radar early too on this pop. So that's what kind of drew my attention back to it. Anyway, it was kind of cool. It was a group effort, and it was a monster trade. Let me go into the watch list for tomorrow. All right, so here's the SPY. I always start with the SPY, and it's just nothing standing out here. Like I've been saying, the SPY right here, here, and then it does this nasty sell-off and all the way back up. These are daily candles all the way back up to these highs. I would be shocked if it hadn't kind of found resistance here. So we're in kind of, and if you've been day trading, there's been kind of a quiet mode, like where things are just quiet, chopping sideways. But we're still finding some really nice trades. What are we going to watch tomorrow? So RKDA. You know what? I almost don't even want this on the list, but I'm going to put it there. I mean, 35 million shares. It closed about where it opened. So who won today? Nobody, right? I put that on my list when it was trading much higher. Anyway, I'll throw it on a chart for tomorrow, but I'm not in love with it. IGC, there's nothing looks great about this. These 2 days, it was still over the counter, right? The announcement, this ran because they said it's coming back from over the counter to being a listed stock again. And so after that, it pulled back for a couple days. I had it on long watch coming to today. I actually called this long right over 220. It was kind of right over yesterday's high. It had topped out at 220 at the open, came up and hit it again, and a huge move there. I didn't take it. I missed it, but it was a nice move. And I asked people in chat, anyone get this, and several people were very happy. So I'm happy that you guys made it. I profited vicariously through you, I guess. Switching to 15-minute candles. It did pop and then kind of flag all the rest of the day. So I still want to watch it. I'm not in love with that when I look at the daily candles, but it held up pretty well today. BPTH, let me zoom in a little bit here. I don't know what to do with this thing. It gapped down. It's an ugly chart. Looks like a reverse split back here, and it's been sideways since. But when you switch to 15-minute candles, which you kind of have to do because that daily chart's so beaten up that everything gets crunched down together, you can see what a nice move this made from 205 to over 270 before closing at 252. So I do want to watch that for a follow-through day tomorrow. I don't know if it had news, but certainly, let me try to type this one again. PHIIK, really nice volume today. If you don't, I just started an Instagram account yesterday. Let's see if I can get this worked out. I'm going to slide this up here because I would appreciate, let me try that again. I would appreciate, follows, and if you guys could, if you like what I do, if you could, I don't even know how Instagram works, to be honest with you. Like, if you could like my videos and maybe help me get recognized on Instagram. I thought, what the heck, I'm going to quit being an old man and start to use some of the platforms the younger folks use. So I just started it yesterday, and you can see it's greatstockpicks.com, all spelled out. So if you have an Instagram account, jump over there and give me a follow. I could use the help. I'm 2 days into it, but I am posting. The good thing about it is it got me using my phone to post videos, and so I'm posting stuff that's happening in chat, like something that happened 2 or 3 or 4 minutes ago, and then I'm also trying to post those on Twitter too. But anyway, I could use the followers on Instagram. And so the reason it made me think of it is because I posted the PHIIK video, and they're all under 60 seconds because they have to be. Called this long. Originally, I typed in over 3 because it had made this big move. So this volume, I didn't know where this volume came from. Somebody said, hey, what was the catalyst for this? I said, I don't know, right? But as a day trader, I don't really care. Then it started chopping around, and I thought, if this breaks 3, it's probably going to rip through the highs again. So low float stock. Let me pan back a little bit. But then I noticed it put in a lower high at 294, and this big seller showed up at 295. So I jumped on the mic, even though I typed out I like this over 3. I jumped on the mic. If you guys weren't in chat, if you were in chat, you already know this. I said, hey, I like this through this 295 seller. And then that got us in before the 3, then the high of day break, and the thing just ripped. And I sold way too early, but I added $404.95 to my really good morning, so it ended up being a nice trade. And held up really well. And so that's the reason it's back on watch for tomorrow. Big volume and closing, fairly close to its highs. So that one goes on watch for tomorrow. CYH. As a day trader, you want to have anything that's made a big move and held up on watch. CYH, pushed through 5 back here on volume, then hit it again here, then hit it again here, and sideways and right back up. So maybe it's kind of a cup and handle over the course of what, 10 months? I don't know. Maybe through 5 on volume tomorrow. I don't love this one, but we'll watch it. BLNK kind of flagging after this really nice move. It's just in a flag. If the electric car stuff gets going, definitely want to watch that. NIO, massive, under 100 million shares 3 sessions ago, and then declining volume, a couple days lower. This goes on bounce watch, see if it can turn back up on Friday. XNET, very strong move lately, and had this nice pop to 5. And then today, much lower volume, kind of a quiet inside day. Sometimes you can get the day after that one red candle, and it's right back up. So that one's on kind of bounce / long watch. CIFS had this massive day here that topped out at 358, pulled in for a couple days, and getting a little bit more volume today, topping out at 238 before closing at 224. See if that one can continue higher. GSM, I don't love this, but it's still kind of interesting over 3. CHK, kind of interesting over 3. Want to watch that one. QTT. Okay, this is green 3 days in a row. That's my problem with it. And I actually traded this morning. I made I think $350 on it. I got long here. Wayne and I both like this over the half. We talked about that yesterday. There was a seller right at 1350. Yesterday's high was 1350, so you had 2 things lining up, and it made a nice move over about 10 minutes or so to 1392. I didn't take it big and still made, I don't know, $350 on it. So, but it's green 3 days in a row. I'd kind of like to see it flag for a few days and then push through 14 because we have this 1444 high from, I don't know, a few weeks ago. So it's a good looking chart setup, but I think it needs to rest. We'll see. It goes on watching nonetheless. A couple more. let me try that again. WRTC. This is just an interesting chart, but it only traded 172,000. It probably shouldn't be on the list, but you see all these clean. You can kind of picture an inverse head and shoulders, a little cup and handle right here. Topped out at 5 on the biggest volume it's ever had, which was still barely over 1 million shares a few weeks ago. So through 5, it's interesting, but as I'm talking about this, I kind of feel like it shouldn't be on watch because once in its lifetime, it's broken a million shares. So I have a feeling it's going to be stupid thin and spready. I'm not even sure how I found it. I think I saw it on a scanner today. And then lastly, IFMK, which had a pop here, a little bit of a lower high here, a little bit of a lower high here, but really nice volume yesterday. Inside day today. No, that was yesterday, and then it's kind of curling back up. So it certainly looks good over 150. Then maybe it'll take out this catalyst and rip. I don't know. I like the chart. I'm done babbling. Hope to see a bunch of you tonight, and see the rest of you in chat tomorrow, unless you're not a member. All right. Have a good night.